Peace and faith, fam. Welcome back to another episode of Spoken Sean. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Sean Walker. Each and every day, by God's grace and God's faith, I get up here and I share the good news. Hit that follow button. We're doing this each and every day, simply becoming better by choice. We don't talk about the problem, only the promise. And God promises that you're the head and not the tail, the lender but not the borrower, above and not beneath. But guess what? I have news for you. You may never be people's choice, but you are God's chosen, fearfully and wonderfully made, a royal chosen generation. God's son, God's daughter, and he loves you, and I love you too. Each and every day, God says, I don't care about perfection, I care about progress. Seek first the kingdom above all things. God has plans to prosper you, and he can only do that when you get into proper alignment that's out of people's face and in his presence. Hit that follow button. Today's title is Still Praying for What God Already Gave You. I'll be reading from Esther 8:1 in the NLT if you would like to follow. On the same day, the king gave the property of Haman to the enemies of the Jews, to Queen Esther. Then Mordecai was brought before the king, for Esther had told the king how they were related. Here's what I heard. You don't want to be ahead of God. You want to be in sync with his perfect timing. Be where God is, not where God was. Some of you are still paying for properties God intended to transfer to you. You're building businesses God already destined to be in your hands. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. But the question is, are you in right standing with God? Pride and ego will have you shouting to the world that you're self-made, while God is calling you to be God-ordained. Seats are opening up. Doors are unlocking. Not for the loudest, but for the faithful, for the obedient. God says, I gave you land you didn't work for. I gave you towns you didn't build. Towns where you now live. I gave you vineyards and olive groves you didn't plant. Not because you did everything right, but because you remain in what is right. God can do it. God wants to do it. But the question remains, are you properly aligned? Seek first the kingdom above all else. Everything you need is already set aside for you. Waiting on your obedience, not your comfort. I hope this message encourages you. God wants to transfer things into your life, but you got to get out of his way and remain in his presence. God says, I have buildings for you that you don't have to build, houses and land for you that you don't have to till. God has an inheritance for the faithful, and he wants to transfer it right in your life. God says, seed, time, and harvest. God wants to make you the greatest farmer so you can get the greatest harvest. And there's nothing greater than planting the seed of word in your life and growing it in your mind. I hope this message encourages you.